Привет! Today we're going to talk about solving systems by using elimination. And remember, ask me questions. Ask me questions. If you feel stuck at any point, ask me a question. Or just say, help, I'm stuck. Alright, step one when we want to solve by elimination. You're going to line up the variables. Oops, let's see if my pen will work. And line up your constants. Okay, if one of the variables will cancel, then you're just going to draw a line, cancel it out. That'll be fantastic. That's what we want to happen. Sometimes that won't happen, in which case you need to transform the equation. And when I say transform, I don't mean any sort of Pokemon evolution. What we're going to do is you are going to multiply. So we're going to transform the equation or equations by multiplying. And you multiply the entire equation by a factor. When I say a factor, I mean a number. So it could be 2. It could be -1/3, just any one number. Then you pick the number so that it will cancel out whatever that variable is. Then your result is an equation with one variable. Well, if we have one variable, we're going to solve it. We should be pretty good at solving by now. Let's look at the rest of the steps. Once you've solved, found that one variable, then we need to substitute. So substitute that one variable into either of the original equations, doesn't matter which, and then write your solution, which remember, we could have a point, we could have that null set, so if we get something crazy like 5 equals -2, or you could end up with a line on top of itself, in which case you'll get the equation. So we'll end up with something like y equals mx plus b. Well, these words don't make a whole lot of sense until we see them in action, so let's see them in action. Let's look at 2 examples. Alright, here's our example number 1. We want to solve this system. We got x plus 3y equals -7 and -x plus 2y equals -8. Now when I was saying line up variables and constants, we've already done it here. Our x's are right above each other. We got the y's here, our constants here. So step 1's done for us. Step 2, we need to see if anything will cancel. So meaning -7, -8, you know, that doesn't cancel. +3 plus 2, that doesn't cancel. But hey, 1x minus 1x, that cancels. So we're in luck. We're just going to cross that out. We don't need that anymore. X minus x is 0. So then we just do our addition. So 3y plus 2y, well, that's going to equal 5y. And -7 minus 8 is -15. So now we're at step 3. We have a result with one variable, and we just need to solve it. And luckily, this is a one-step solving. 5 times y, we need to divide by 5. Well, 5y over 5, that's just y. -15 divided by 5 is -3. Okay, we've got our y, we need x. So we're on to step 4. We need to take this y, so we got y, and substitute back into either equation. It really does not matter at all which equation you choose. So I'm just going to go with the top one. So I'm going to rewrite the equation. But when I get to y, I'm going to put a -3 since we now know that y equals -3. So we got this lovely equation, x plus 3 times -3 equals -7. We need to solve. First step for solving, always deal with those parentheses, so we need to deal with it by doing 3 times -3. So bring down your x. 3 times -3 is -9, and that still equals -7. Alright, we don't have any like terms to combine, so we have x minus 9. We need to get rid of that 9 by adding 9 to both sides. So we got x on the left, and on the right, we should get just 2. We've got an x and a y, so the solution to the system is 2, -3. There you go. Woo. There's our solution. All right, let's look at the second example. It's a little more complicated. Our first step is we need to line up these variables. Right now we have a y on top of the x, we got an x on top of the y. That's crazy. We don't want that. So I'm going to rewrite that first equation so that we have x then y. So it would be negative 2x plus y equals negative 2. It's the same equation, just written a little differently. And then rewrite the second equation. 3x minus 2y equals 4. Wonderful. All right, we've lined up our equations. Now we need to see if anything will just cancel itself magically. Well, negative 2 plus 3, that doesn't cancel. Really, we have, this is really a plus 1y. 1y minus 2y, that doesn't cancel. Okay, so we got to multiply by a factor. Now, if possible, if you have a variable with 1 in front or no coefficient at all, that's the one we need to focus on because it's easy to multiply by 1, right? I hope it is. So we have a negative 2y here. To get this y to cancel, we need to have a positive 2 because 2 minus 2 is 0. Well, to make this 1 into a 2, you got to multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply the entire top equation by 2. Then I'm going to write what that gets us down here. So when I do that, so make sure you distribute everything. 2 times negative 2x, that's negative 4x. 2 times positive 1y, that's 2y. And then 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And then we need to, don't forget about that second equation, it hasn't changed at all. All right, now we see 2y minus 2y, that now cancels. Now we're happy. Okay, when we want to do the rest of our steps, so 4x minus 3x, pardon me, negative 4x plus 3x, I don't know what I'm thinking, that's negative 1x, this canceled, equals, well, negative 4 plus 4, that's 0. But we need to get positive 1x. To do that, we need to divide by negative 1. So divide both sides by negative 1. So we get x equals, well, 0 divided by anything is 0. X equals 0. Wonderful. We got our x. Now we just need to find our y. So again, we take this x is 0. We replace x with 0. It doesn't matter which of our original equations we use. It really doesn't matter. So we can do y minus 2x equals negative 2 or 3x minus 2y equals 4. Whichever one you please. You know what? I'm gonna use this first equation. So I'm going to get y minus 2, but instead of x, we now know x is 0. So 2 times 0 equals negative 2. So first step of solving is to deal with your parentheses. So negative 2 times 0, well, that's 0. So that means y plus nothing, well, that's y. So y equals negative 2. Yay! We got our solution. So that means our solution is 0, comma, negative 2. Fantastic. That's it for the notes. We've got some examples to go through, so please get started on that.